Welcome back to Marvelous Videos. I'm Rylan. Let's step into the intriguing world of Kang the Conqueror, a character who bends time and reality to his will in the Marvel Universe. With a knack of complexity and a dash of ruthless ambition, Kang's anatomy, powers, and abilities are as dynamic as the time streams that he navigates. From his mastery of time travel to his body-swapping technology, Kang's existence is a web of intrigue that captivates fans and leaves even the most iconic Marvel heroes puzzled. So, get ready for a journey through Kang's capabilities and unearth the secrets that make him a timeless figure in the comic book world. But before we get into our explanation, we do just have one very small request. If you like our content, then please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is just a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thanks! Now, let's begin.
I am Kang. I have come from your future to deliver a message to Captain America.
Who is Kang the Conqueror? Is he a human? Meet Kang the Conqueror, or as he's known to his friends, all two of them, Nathaniel Richards. This guy's got more identities than an undercover agent at a masquerade ball. But for today's discussion, we're going to focus on his time as Kang, the big bad conqueror of timelines. So, Nathaniel Richards was born way out in the 30th century of a reality where humanity had skipped the Dark Ages. Lucky them. At age 16, he got a visit from his future self, Kang, and boy did that mess up with his life plan. He tried being a hero called Iron Lad, and even dipped his toe into the supervillain pool as Kid Immortus. Fast forward to his adult years, Nathaniel discovered a time machine and thought, hey, ancient Egyptian sounds like a cool vacation spot. So he went back to Earth 616, ancient Egypt, and tried being Pharaoh Rama-Tut. Well, the Fantastic Four didn't dig the Pharaoh Sheik and kicked him out of there. Nathaniel then bumped into a possible ancestor, Dr. Doom. Doom was rocking some sweet armor, and it gave Nathaniel an idea for a new supervillain gig, the Scarlet Centurion. But surprise, surprise, Earth's mightiest heroes weren't exactly impressed and sent him packing once again. The guy just couldn't catch a break. But here's where things get interesting. He accidentally time traveled too far forward and ended up in the 40th century. It was a mess out there, folks fighting with advanced tech that they had no clue how to use. Nathaniel thought, hey, I got this, and reinvented himself as Kang the Conqueror. He started conquering everything, Earth, the galaxy, you name it. So why stop at the galaxy when you could mess with time too? Well, Kang began a whole new game of time twisting, trying to rewrite history to suit his own fancy. So, Kang's real name is Nathaniel Richards, a scholar turned conqueror with a knack for time travel and a closet full of supervillain identities. How does his time travel powers work exactly? Kang the Conqueror is a guy who knows his way around time. He's got this snazzy time ship that looks like something your grandma would knit. Not aerodynamic, but totally space ready. Inside this knitting project of a ship, you've got these energy generators the size of a filing cabinet. Now the magic happens when the filing cabinet of the future powers up. It creates a chrono displacement field, which is kind of like a VIP pass to the whole time stream party. It lets Kang break through reality walls and party it up in limbo, where all eras and alternate worlds are up for grabs. He's like the ultimate party crasher, but for timelines. Kang's machine is no slouch either. It can whisk him through time with just the blink of an eye, like a high-speed Uber for conquerors. And get this, it can snatch people and things from different times and places, like a futuristic grab-and-go service. Now, he's got these view screens that let him play time tourist, checking out different eras like he's browsing Netflix. Micro video cameras are like his buddies, flying around and broadcasting the past, present, and future. And for that personal touch, he's got a wrist-sized view screen monitor, perfect for binge-watching the master video screen. But here's the real scoop. Kang isn't just some time-traveling slacker. Nope, he's like the Einstein of time, a true mastermind. He's been studying time like a scholar, mastering the rules of the temporal playground. So Kang isn't just some simple guy with a fancy time machine. He's the maestro of time manipulation, the conductor of the temporal symphony. And that, my friends, is why Kang the Conqueror isn't just a villain, he's a mastermind, a game changer, and the ultimate time traveler within the Marvel multiverse. How Kang creates his clones. Kang's showing off his mad skills as Marvel's top time traveler, and he's brought a brand new toy to the playground. We're talking about chrono cloning, a power that's so fresh it's practically still in its shrink wrap. Oh yeah, it's as mind-boggling as it sounds. When Dr. Doom and Eddie Brock, also known as Venom, were on a time-traveling escapade, they stumbled upon Kang's snazzy ship. Kang, being the crafty conqueror that he is, decides to make things a little bit more complicated. Before you know it, Kang whips out his chrono cloning magic trick. He hops back through time by a teeny tiny fraction of a second, creating new timelines where he's right next to his past self. Rinse and repeat, and voila! 3 new Kangs. fresh out of the timeline oven. These Kang clones aren't just for show either. They're like a villainous boy band, working together in harmony to take down Eddie and Doom. Team Kang gives it their all, but alas, they're no match for the Eddie Brock show. Our Venom-tastic friend triumphs over all the Kang-alikes, leaving just the OG Kang. Now, the genius behind the chrono cloning is that it's a nifty confusion tactic. Kang's basically playing a shell game with his opponents, shuffling himself through various timelines faster than a blackjack dealer shuffles cards. And hey, what's a little collateral timeline creation when you're out to conquer the universe, right? The clones Kang cooks up are no mere photocopies. Nope, they've got their own thoughts and schemes. Once the dust settles and the clones bite the temporal dust, Kang's first thought is, hey, I've got 3 fresh timelines to conquer. So next time you're facing off against Kang, watch out for his chrono clones. And remember, in the realm of Kang the Conqueror, time isn't just money, it's an entire army of villainous duplicates ready to make your timeline a bad hair day. Can he transfer his mind into a new body? Kang the Conqueror isn't just conquering time, he's doing a bit of body swapping on the side. Yep, you heard that right. Kang's got a technology twist that could make even the most tech-savvy of superheroes jealous. He's got the nanotechnology on his side, tucked away in that stylish helmet. You know, that pesky clause that says, "Death's coming for ya." But being the overachiever that he is, Kang is like, nah, not today, Grim Reaper. He tinkers with his trusty helmet and dabbles in a little thing called consciousness relocation. This helps him to switch bodies as he can relocate his consciousness. This tech within his helmet is his get out of death free card. Kang's body swap game is strong, rivaling telepathic big shots in the comic world. This power is his ultimate escape plan. You think you've got Kang cornered, ready to give him the whole villainous what for, and poof, he's in a new body, ready to start the Kang show all over again. Now, imagine Kang's got a whole collection of bodies, like action figures on a shelf. When one gets a little battered and bruised, well, he just simply picks out a new one and keeps on conquering. Hence, Kang's not just a conqueror of lands and time, he's also a conqueror of mortality, a master of body hopping, and the ultimate escape artist of the Marvel Universe. Can his body survive from nuclear strike? Kang's got a bodysuit that's tougher than a tank. You see, he's a conqueror of surviving the apocalypse as well. Let's talk armor. Not just any armor, mind you, but the one that Kang supports is the kind of high-tech bodysuit that would make even Iron Man do a double take. This suit comes with its own personal force field, like a futuristic bubble wrap for the conquering enthusiast. He's got a force field that extends a solid 20 feet in all directions. It's like having a protective bubble that says, "Sorry, nuclear explosions, you're not on the guest list." In fact, this force field is so advanced that it can handle even a nuclear strike at point-blank range. That's right, it laughs in the face of nukes, giving them a cheeky thumbs down like a harsh judge on a talent show. Imagine Kang just standing there, nuke incoming, and all he does is casually adjust his collar, knowing that he's got a protective shield that says, "Nuh-uh, not today, atomic apocalypse." So whether it's a gamma-powered hero gone haywire or a fiery nuke on a mission, Kang's armor has definitely got his back. It's an ultimate fashion statement for surviving, conquering, and looking oh so good while doing so. Does he have the ability to drain superpowers of any superhero? Let's talk about the Ultra Diode Gun, a gadget that would make even James Bond jealous. Amongst the various versions of Kang, one of the early birds was Ramatut, rocking the Ultra Diode Gun. This fancy piece of tech wasn't your average pop gun. Oh no, it was like the Swiss Army knife of evil. With the flick of a switch, it could drain superpowers from unsuspecting heroes, leaving them as powerless as a smartphone on 1% battery. In an epic clash, Ramatut whips out his Ultra Diode Gun, and suddenly it's like a superhero power buffet. He points it at you, and your powers start to do the cha-cha, leaving you wondering if you ever had powers to begin with. But that's not all, folks. This nifty gadget could also do a number on your free will. Ramatut used this and controlled heroes as his own personal entourage. In one of his earliest escapades, Ramatut unleashed this ultra-diode magic against none other than the Fantastic Four. The comic universe wasn't ready for the ultra-diode debut, and little did they know that this was just the beginning of Kang's bag of villainous tricks. Can he travel through time without causing any alternate outcomes? Think of Tony Stark on a caffeine-fueled coding spree, and you're getting close to Kang's intellect. Kang's brain power is so off the charts, it's like he got an entire encyclopedia of genius crammed all into his head. In a world where smart is the new cool, Kang's the transcender. Kang's got the brains, the tech, and the swagger to navigate the time stream like a seasoned pilot. Now, as we know, time travel is no joke, but Kang takes it to a whole new level. He's not just hopping around in the past and future, causing chaos and confusion like a kid in a candy store. Oh no, Kang's the master of smooth time travel. While most time travelers end up creating more alternate realities than a sci-fi writer with a caffeine addiction, Kang, on the other hand, got it down to a science. He's like the guy who can juggle flaming torches and not break a sweat. He's the ultimate time traveler who can weave through the fabric of time without leaving a single thread out of place.
You will pay for this.
He can also transport entire Avengers to a different time. Kang has got the ultimate time travel bus, and like the TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside. Forget your typical road trips, Kang's taking the Avengers on a time-spinning roller coaster. Kang pulls out his cosmic trip sphere, and we've got the Avengers lined up, ready to embark on a whirlwind adventure through the time vortex. This sphere isn't just some fancy time-traveling cab. Oh no, it's like a cosmic limo with rocket boosters. It can zip through time faster than you can say, "Avengers Assemble." Kang's got the keys to the time stream highway, and he's flooring it. In Avengers number 69, Kang unveils this time-traveling marvel and plays the ultimate tour guide, whisking the Avengers off to the 40th century. And if that's not impressive enough, this magical sphere can contain entire universes within its confines. It's like having a pocket-sized universe. So, next time you're thinking of booking a trip through time, just remember, Kang's got the ultimate time travel tour bus. Is he the master of time? Time. It's the ultimate maze. And Kang the Conqueror, well, he's the maze master, the time maestro, and the temporal titan. In the vast expanse of the multiverse, Kang's journey wasn't just a simple road trip. It was a roller coaster ride through timelines. He kept leveling up like a character in a video game until he hit the big leagues. He became Immortus, the Time Lord himself. But even the mighty Kang, the guy with more time on his hands than a teenager with a smartphone, got tired of the time drama. All those timelines, all those battles, all those heartbreaks. Kang decided he needed a break, so he signed up for the Council of Kangs, like joining a support group for time travelers who have seen too much. Now, what's the deal with the Council of Kangs in the MCU? Well, we're not too sure just yet. It's like trying to predict the plot of a mystery movie while blindfolded. But there is one for sure thing that we can look out for. A big badass boss among them, the Immortus, a time maestro with a thing for dramatic entrances. With Kang and his time-traveling posse now in the mix, the sacred timeline might need to up its security. Why Kang was known as the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror isn't just a fancy title, it's a lifestyle. This guy didn't just simply wake up one day and decide to conquer stuff. Oh no, he's got a game plan, all in place. Kang is the ultimate conqueror, the maestro of military might and political plots. Imagine if Julius Caesar and Frank Underwood from House of Cards had a time-traveling love child. That is Kang the Conqueror. Kang's got the brain power to outwit a supercomputer. He's a military genius, the Sun Tzu of the 31st century. With a sprinkle of charisma, he raised an army faster than you can say "Hail Kang." In mere weeks, he had the conquest game on point, conquering his first world like a boss. And from there, it was like a cosmic domino effect. Kang's conquest spree spread like wildfire across the galaxy, making everyone's weekend plans look pale in comparison. Within 100 light years from Other Earth, Kang waved his conqueror flag proudly, claiming 1,000 worlds. That's more real estate than a billionaire's property portfolio. He's got the Badoon and Shi'ar empires in his pocket, and he's not stopping there. Kang's conquest extravaganza extends to multiple dimensions, like he's playing a game of Risk on a universal scale. So, when you think of Kang the Conqueror, don't just think of a guy with a cool helmet and a thirst for power. Think of a mastermind, a conqueror of worlds, a guy who's got the galaxy in the palm of his armored hand. Kang the Conqueror. He's not just a name, he's a legend in the making. He can summon any weapon he wants. We know that Kang's got a time-traveling backstage pass, and he's used it to hop, skip, and jump through history. And I think you know what that means. He's got VIP access to the Ultimate Armory, a collection that would make the Batcave look like a kid's toy chest. Kang's time-traveling escapades have turned him into the ultimate weapon connoisseur. He's like the James Bond of time travel, but with cooler gadgets. If it's a weapon, he can summon it. From ancient spears to futuristic laser blasters, Kang's got the hookup. Imagine if you were facing off against Kang, and suddenly he whips out the Neutrino Ray Warhead Missile Launcher. You heard that right, a handheld weapon of mass destruction. Like he's playing Call of Duty with cheat codes. And all of a sudden, boom goes the bad guy, and Kang's just getting started. Kang's got an android buddy named Growing Man, and he's not your typical pal. Kang acquired him from a world he conquered in the future. Growing Man is Kang's wingman of destruction, making the Avengers look like they're on a playdate. So when Kang says something like, "I've got a weapon for every occasion." He's not exactly exaggerating. Kang's armory is the ultimate collection, and he's not afraid to show it off. In the world of supervillains, Kang the Conqueror is like the rock star with the killer guitar collection. He's strumming the strings of time, and every note he plays is a weapon that can shatter reality. Does he have any love interest? Can he reproduce? Love is a battlefield, especially when you're Kang. Kang is the king of hearts, and Ravonna Renslayer is the queen of spades. In the comic books, they had a classic tale of love, hate, and of course, time travel. Ravonna wasn't initially Team Kang. She hated the guy for conquering her world. Classic bad date material, am I right? But fate has a funny way of playing matchmaker, and these two ended up closer than magnets on a fridge. In the comic book realm, their relationship is a roller coaster. Kang and Ravonna became a thing, despite their rocky start. However, in the MCU, things seemed a bit more platonic, like their love story got the PG treatment compared to their comic book shenanigans. Now, speaking of family matters, Kang's got a complex family tree. In Earth 616, Kang, under his Ramatat alias, had a son named Ramades, with a slave woman in ancient Egypt. In another timeline, Kang rocked a daddy hat and had a son named Marcus, the Scarlet Centurion. But it wasn't exactly all sunshine and rainbows. There was a whole morgue situation with Marcus clones, and Kang had a sharp way of dealing with his offspring problems. Kang's love life and family dynamics are kind of like a soap opera mixed with a science fiction epic. Does he have a life insurance policy against death? Life insurance in the Marvel Universe, where even death can't keep a good villain down. You've got your Wolverine, known for bouncing back from just about anything, stab wounds, poison, psychic attacks, you name it, not from death. But when it comes to the ultimate game of life and death, Kang the Conqueror is the man with the plan. You know, Kang, the master of time. He's seen it all. His rise to greatness, the enemies he'll make, and the fact that death's knocking on his door. Now, Kang's not one to let anyone rain on his parade, not even death. No siree. He's a forward thinker, an inventor of the time-traveling era. In the comic series Avengers Forever, he showcased his greatest hit, a mind transference device, the one we discussed earlier. In case of a pesky demise, this gadget simply scans Kang's brain and zips his consciousness to a clone body hanging out in his fortress in Limbo. That's Resurrection Deluxe, with a side of immortality. It's like having a backup plan for your backup plan. Unlike the X-Men, who have a whole resurrection protocol, Kang just needs himself and a few clones. It's a quick ticket back to the land of the living. No waiting in line necessary. But Kang, being the savvy villain that he is, eventually ditched this method. And why? Well, it turns out that so much immortality can make a guy a bit weak and soft. Kang definitely isn't one to let his power go to his head. At least not for too long anyway. Marvelous verdict. As Kang continues to weave his schemes across the Marvel Universe, one thing remains certain. His story is far from over. So keep your helmet strapped on and your time machines calibrated, for in this comic book saga, tomorrow is just a twist of the dial away. Kang may be a conqueror, but the real conquest is the captivating narrative that keeps us coming back for more. Stay tuned for the next chapter of this timeless adventure. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Until next time, I'm Rylan. Have a good one and be safe.